The headlines. Premier responded to questions of members of parliament. Forced population housing census to be conducted in April. Hello and welcome to Oromia Broadcasting Network News. I'm Thomas Kamulat with the latest story of the hour. The second regular meeting of the Fifth Parliament of Ethiopian for the working year has been held, where Prime Minister Dr. Abiy Ahmed has responded to questions raised by members of House of Peoples of Representatives. The Premier said armed and unarmed political parties have returned home from exile based on the initiatives extended by the government. Aklilu Gabru reports.
The fourth working year Fifth Parliament second regular session has been held, where Prime Minister Dr. Abiy Ahmed has responded to the questions raised from members of Parliament on different issues. While responding to the raised questions, the Premier said that the repatriation of exile armed and non-armed political parties and the lift of ban on some domestic and overseas medias, which was done for national reconciliation, was a success of the reform. Prime Minister added that the call for exiled political parties was made based on the principle of peace and reconciliation. The Premier also urged some political parties that have been acting against democratic system by following different approaches.
ከመጡ ፓርቲዎች አብዛኛዎቹ ኢትዮጵያ ውስጥ የሚገነባውን የዲሞክራሲያዊ ስርዓት ለመገንባት ደፋ ቀና እያሉ ነው.
Most of the political parties returned home from exile have been doing their best to build a genuine democratic system with great responsibility by putting their personal interest aside. But there are few parties that follow mixed approach by making their basic seat in Finfinne and abroad. So what I want to tell these political parties is that they have to come and compete with better ideology.
Abiy recommended political parties to be registered and elect their chairperson and executive committees very soon.
እያንዳንዱ ፖለቲካ ፓርቲ ታዛቢዎች ባሉበት ጉባኤውን አካሂዶ
In this forum, every contesting political parties should elect their chairperson and executive committees and to be registered as criteria to participate in the coming election. So parties should practice democratic system first with their internal system.
In all his speeches, Prime Minister Abiy underlined to focus on winning thought to build genuine democratic system.
በእኛ ሀገር እንኳን በገዳ ስርዓት ከ570 ዓመት በላይ
In our country, for more than 570 years, continuous democratic practice was there in the Gada system. But our democratic system is not completed yet because of its complexity.
The Premier extended his speech saying that reform is institutional, so works are underway to fully institutionalize the reform procedures. The Premier also urged students of higher educational institutions not to take part in any act for the conception of political agendas.
Prime Minister of Ethiopia Abiy Ahmed says the government of Ethiopia would work to realize agricultural-led economic transformation to industry. The Premier briefed the House of People's Representatives on economic development of the country. Mukhtar Haji reports.
On the fifth regular meeting of the House of People's Representatives in the fourth working year, Prime Minister Dr. Abiy Ahmed has briefed the House of People's Representatives on different issues of the country. The Premier has raised the economic status of the country after the reform.
ከሪፎርሙ በኋላ በነበረን የኢኮኖሚክ
By the economic status evaluation we've made after the reform in the country, we've understood that there is a huge macroeconomic imbalance. The evaluation we made showed that immediate solution is very critical to protect difficult economic barriers that may face the country in the coming few years due to economic crisis we've been experiencing. If political and economic crisis in the country prolong, it may create stagflation, which could aggravate inflation while leaving stagnant the economic development.
The Premier explained that the macroeconomic imbalance has happened in the country due to land-based expansion of investment activities in the country. Prime Minister Dr. Abiy said problem of economic structure is observed in the country.
Structural economic problem ነው ያለው የኢትዮጵያ ሁኔታ
Ethiopia has a structural economic problem. The employment issue is the best example to say that. In Ethiopia, there is 2 million unemployment, seek job opportunities, by which only half of them could get the job. So the country is unable to tolerate unemployment problems, which could not be solved easily. Within a few years, this could be solved if we correct our structural problems.
The Premier has also raised how trade deficit has been affecting economic status of the country.
Trade deficit mal. ወደ ውጭ ምናወጣቸው ሀብቶችና
There is also trade deficit in Ethiopia. Our import is greater than our export, at least by 500%. This could be solved by producing most items that we import at home, rather than focusing on import.
Dr. Abiy said the country would seriously work to realize the agricultural-led economic transformation. He said due to different challenges in the country, transformation to industry-based economic may take a long time in the country.
ከግብርና ወደ ኢንዱስትሪ የሚደረገውም ሽግግር
Agriculture-led economic transformation to industry will take a long time hereafter. Agriculture has a big role in our GDP because industry has an insignificant contribution in our investment sector. The main job we should undertake ahead is engaging into modern irrigation development activities to expand agro-industry in the country.
Infrastructure Affairs Standing Committee with Cafe Oromia has evaluated work performance of different sector offices. Fikar Brano has more on that.
Cafe Oromia Standing Committee of Infrastructure Affairs has evaluated 6 months' work performance of different sector offices. The Oromia Roads Authority, Transport Authority, Construction Authority, Mines Development Authority, Government Development Enterprises Supervision Authority, Construction Workers Enterprise, and the Oromia Water and Energy Bureau has presented their work performance report for the Standing Committee. The committee appreciated the reform that is being undertaken by the Oromia Transport Authority and the work started to benefit youth of the region from mineral resource, adding that traffic accidents should get due attention and illegal work that have been done in the sector need immediate solution. Lack of quality, problem of design, delays of bid, improper payment, delays of road, water, bridges and the car station were mentioned among the limitations seen in the construction sector. They have also said coordination work is crucial to finalize the delayed projects. Members of the committee have raised different questions and responded by stakeholders. Coordinator of the Standing Committee of Infrastructure Affairs of Cafe Oromia, Ahmed Mohammed, said coordination work is crucial to solve the limitations in the coming quarter.
We should follow up construction of our projects from the beginning. We should also identify the workers, whether we have done it as per our plan or not. There are many things which are left and need hard work to accomplish them.
He adds that all should work with a sense of responsibility to fight against illegal workers and the corruption that are challenging construction projects.
We should listen to our people to solve the problems of good governance. We should work together with the public so as to overcome the problems.
Ethiopia will launch vaccination campaign against measles next month, according to the Ministry of Health. The campaign to be carried out for the second time will help achieve the national measles eradication target, the ministry said on its Facebook page. Measles is a childhood infection caused by virus, and it can now almost always be prevented with vaccine. Measles can be serious and even fatal for small children. The National Planning Commission of Ethiopia said that the forced population and the housing census will be conducted beginning from April 7, 2019. The forced Ethiopian population and housing census has been postponed twice due to different reasons. Oluma Baina has more on that.
A discussion has been held concerning the fourth housing and population census that will begin on April 7, 2019. Commissioner of Central Statistics Agency Barato Igezu said that data that are collected from housing and population census will serve for the next 10 years, adding that the data that are going to be gathered should be clear and accurate. Barato noted that experiences from previous housing and population census and other countries were already organized to make the 2019 housing and population census very effective.
In the 2019 National Housing and Population Census, the previous trend that was based on paperwork is completely changed into digital one. This process was implemented in many other countries and its effectiveness has also been proved.
Barato said that the previous guidelines and questionnaires of housing and population census were prepared only in one language, but this year are prepared in 5 different languages. Minister of Planning and Development Commission Dr. Fusuma Safa said that accurate, credible and timely data are very essential for the development planning and its evaluation, adding it is also important to design policy and make administrative and political decisions. Dr. Fusuma underscored that every citizen should play its role for the success of the fourth housing and population census. Government officials at all levels should select skilled and effective manpower to realize the fourth housing and population census. The commission that is established for this process will also work at all levels. Therefore, all stakeholders, including media, should take part in this process, she said. Press Secretariat at the Prime Minister Office, Ngusut Laung, for his part, said that the fourth 2017 housing and population census was cancelled due to peace and security problems that were in the country. He said this year security problem is not that worrying.
A stage aimed at raising the diaspora community's awareness on the current status of Ethiopia Renaissance Dam project has been organized in Finfinne City. Aklul Gobro has more on that.
The Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam Public Participation Coordinating Council has briefed the current construction status of the dam for the diaspora community. Vice Chairperson of the Diaspora Association Board, Dr. Johannes Gebreselassie, said that the press release is aimed at raising the awareness of the diaspora community on the Renaissance Dam. Dr. Johannes added that the board closely works with the diaspora community till the end of the project.
The diaspora community should contribute their share by their knowledge, skill and finance for the realization of the dam project. To do so, the association strongly works.
It was said that the construction of the Grand Ethiopia Renaissance Dam has reached 65% right now and would be completed in the coming 4 years. The Grand Ethiopia Renaissance Dam Public Participation Coordination Council has revealed that even if the estimated initial cost of the project was 80 billion birr, 98 billion birr has been spent on the project so far. Director of the Grand Ethiopia Renaissance Dam Public Participation Coordination Council, Roman Gebreselassie, called for concerted effort to realize the dam. $46 million awarded. The diaspora community has contributed $46 million so far, which is not satisfactory to end the project. So we all have to contribute our share to be part of the history, she said. Some participants expressed their readiness to act for the realization of the project.
Thank you so much for joining us. That's all for now, and bye-bye.
Thank you, dear brother Brent, dear friends, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for the warm welcome in this cold winter. I am honored to be with you for the first time in Davos, and I am most grateful for the opportunity to share with you Ethiopia's renewed vision and sustained commitment to positive reforms. Ethiopia is today among the fastest growing economies in the world, consistently averaging over 9% growth in the last decade. Ethiopia's GDP has multiplied tenfold in 25 years. Poverty has been halved, and educational enrollment has markedly increased. Significant investment in infrastructure has contributed to the growth and attracted foreign direct investment, making Ethiopia one of the leading foreign direct investment destinations in Africa. These are tremendous success and reflect the real commitment of our government and our people to development and progress. Our challenges, however, remain formidable. To reform and to reinforce our upward trajectory and achieve even more rapid and sustainable growth, Ethiopia has embarked on a comprehensive reform process since last April, which cuts across politics, economics, and society. We aim to establish a virtuous cycle between these elements and amongst our partners to enable us to meet our challenges in a mutually profitable manner. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to explain this virtuous path of reform. And our reform is deeply rooted in the philosophy of Maddamar, an Amharic word for coming together or synergy. Maddamar is a historic reform to organic change and is building on the gains of the past while reminding us of our rich heritage. It also reflects on modern realities, strengthening the synergy in politics, economics, technology, and society. Ethiopia is indeed undergoing a period of political and economic renaissance. The Maddamar reform is people-centered and has three interdependent pillars. The first pillar is a vibrant democracy. The second one is economic vitality. And the third pillar is regional integration and openness to the world. Today, we meet at a time of great opportunity for Ethiopia and for you. In this spirit of partnership, please allow me to briefly address each of these aspects. On the political front, we are working tirelessly to fulfill the constitutional promise of building a democratic and pluralistic political order based on our first pillar,